I'm sitting alone in my 3-bedroom home.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Lee, member of the Nostie Executive Committee and president of Casablanca Express. On behalf of Casablanca Express, I would like to invite you to the Nostie Championship, sponsored by Casablanca Express.
We're a bloodline of shepherds used to roam in the pastures trying to cope with this.
I'm coming to you from the 15th hole here at Turtle Point in Kiowa Island Resort. We've chosen this as our scene here on this first day of 2010 to, in the misery of what would be cold and rain wherever you may be, to begin thinking towards the spring, renewals, beginnings, re-beginnings, a great year, a great championship. This year's Nostie will take place on April 21st, where we'll engage the pre-round in Birmingham, Alabama at Limestone Springs, one of the newest and best public courses in the country. From there, we'll make our journey back to Prattville, and there we will compete again at Capitol Hill, RTJ. The host course for this year's Nostie will be the Senator. This year, one change will be is that we will compete all 3 Nostie rounds on the same course at varying yardage. We look forward to having you be a part of that competition.
We don't have our fistful of dollars, and we're no southern aristocrat.
And from the 16th tee box here at Turtle Point, I want to introduce a former champion, Mr. Shannon Spillman, who will introduce this year's field.
It's an honor to welcome you to the 2009 Nostie Invitational
2010.
2010 Nostie Invitational Championship. This list of invitees is it's a special group of people, chosen individuals, proven their game, their sportsmanship, their integrity, and chosen to enjoy the game of golf. This year's list includes the 2009 champion, Mr. Stephen Purvis. Mr. Stephen Purvis comes into this year's Nostie champion as somewhat of a dark horse, if you will. It seems as though his caddy, who he rode the pony with in the 2009 Nostie, has chosen not to caddy for him at this year's event due to complications with Virginia Tech and Hokie football. But Mr. Purvis wore the championship proudly, and we're glad to have him back this year. Joining us this year also is a second-year member of the Nostie group, Mr. Lance Bowles. Mr. Bowles comes to us from the Kentucky Country Club, prestigious, in Harville, Georgia. Mr. Bowles is perhaps well, he's well known here at Kiowa Island. He's walked these paths. He's played these holes. He is Lance Bowles, and he comes. Some people would say it's the #1 seed in this year's Nostie. We welcome Mr. Bowles to this year's event. Also joining us this year is it's our rookie this year, Mr. Brian Owens. Mr. Owens comes into this event as someone who's played golf with many of us. He's a tremendous ball striker. He carries a great forehand. He will keep his ball in play. He puts the ball well. But ladies and gentlemen, let me be honest, he is a rookie. This is the Nostie. We also welcome to the 2010 Nostie Championship, Mr. Curtis Bearden. Mr. Bearden's journey is quite a journey. It seems as though only this time last year Mr. Bearden was actually qualifying for the 2009 Nostie Championship. Mr. Bearden fulfilled his qualification standards and was accepted to the 2009 Nostie. He was put on a provisional invitation. He accepted that challenge and came in 2009 Nostie and earned his card for this year's Nostie event by finishing 3rd overall last year. Mr. Bearden, welcome you to this year's Nostie Also joining us is the 2010 Nostie Championships at RTJ Golf Trail in Alabama. It's Mr. Lee Coates. Mr. Coates comes to us as the guy who really created the Nostie, to be quite honest. He hosted the inaugural event, and Mr. Coates' game he's had some complications in recent months. He's had to give up cigars. He had a altercation with quite a Cuban at Spanish Trail just only 30 days ago. He did survive and continues to play the game of golf to this day. We welcome you, Mr. Coates, to this year's Nostie Championship. Also joining us at this year's Nostie Championships, we welcome Mr. Tyler Balderson. Mr. Balderson joins us from the East Coast, from Maryland, the home of Eastern golf. Mr. Balderson joins us at a time that's of struggle in his life with his beloved Virginia Tech, excuse me, or Virginia, I forget which it is. They started with great promise in this year's 2010 kickoff, only to fall to that renowned football team that hails from the great state of Alabama, the Crimson Tide. What's of interest of note in this year's tournament is the inaugural tee shot this year will be struck by Mr. Balderson. He'll be yielding the left-handed driver of Mr. Spillman wearing his boxer shorts. But Mr. Balderson, because of your game, because of your sportsmanship, because of your caddying skills that you led the Nostie champion to last year, many people have said that this is your year. So Mr. Balderson, we welcome you to this year's Nostie Championship.
And of course, we invite back with his lifetime exemption, Mr. Spillman, the first actually acknowledged true champion of the Nostie. And we are excited to have you back to perhaps once again be able to carry the cherished Nostie Club on your mantle. Of course, as your host, I will be joining you. Now, having gotten back into the country club life, I certainly hope to compete beyond what I have before. All of that to say, we are excited about this year's event and about this year's field. We do have one new wrinkle to talk about for this new year. This year will mark a new team event, the Ryder Cup Nostie. Each afternoon, following the Nostie Championship rounds in the morning, two teams will compete. Two teams captained by former Nostie champions. And so the tradition will begin, and so the tradition will go. Today, we'll be tossing the tee between the former champions of Mr. Spillman and Mr. Purvis. These two champions have earned the right to be able to captain their groups, hopefully, to new glories. The person the tip will be facing will have the option of choosing either the first pick or the next two picks. The actual draft will take place in Orlando in February, and you will be notified as to which team you are part of. I will be representing Mr. Purvis, Mr. Spillman, holding the camera, will be flipping the tee. The tee is to Mr. Purvis, who will have his option of choosing first or choosing the next two. Well, that'll wrap up this invitation from here in Kiowa Island.